Game console repairs. In this video I'll be showing how to replace an Xbox 360 Slim broken Lite-On DVD drive with the brand new DVD drive. All the firmware revisions 9504, 0272, 0225, 0401 and 1071 are fully compatible. All you need to do is just purchase any Lite-On drive and you can follow it along. In addition, we'll also be replacing the existing locked PCB with the Team-Xecuter unlocked PCB. I'll explain the whole PCB replacement and the firmware read and write operation a bit later. These are the tools required in order to carry out the whole operation. These are the tools needed in order to open up your Xbox 360 Slim and your DVD drive. You need a large Phillips flathead screwdriver, a small Phillips flathead screwdriver, micro 10 precision screwdriver, Torx T10 screw bit screwdriver, Torx T8 screw bit screwdriver, metal spudger, scalpel, and you can either use X tool or XCM X8 unlock tool set. The tool we'll be using from this kit is this. It has a pointy end. This helps in removing the fan grills on both the side of the console. You'll also be needing a bit of soldering stuff. 30 to 40 watt soldering iron, preferably a reasonable soldering station is always handy. Solder, the ratio we have here is 60 by 40 and the diameter we use is 0.46 millimeter. Flux aids and helps in the process of soldering, and we'll be needing some of the cleaning stuff. We'll be using isopropylene alcohol, some cotton balls and Q-tips. These are the tools required for the PCB replacement and the firmware read and write operation. We'll be using Team-Xecuter tools, X360USB Pro version 1, unlocked replacement PCB version 1, Xecuter CK3 Lite to supply power source to a DVD drive using external Molex power source. We'll be reading the firmware from our original PCB. We'll be soldering the Team-Xecuter unlocked replacement PCB onto a new drive and flashing the firmware files. In this video I'll be showing you an example of Xbox 360 Slim broken DVD drive. I've got the Xbox 360 on, it's got this constant flashing light. I'm going to eject the tray. It doesn't eject. Obviously you cannot insert your disk, it doesn't read disk. The drive's gear and motor assembly is completely broken. In order to fix it, best and easiest and the cheapest option is simply replace with the brand new drive. Okay, let's get going. Step 1, remove the hard drive cover located here, and next you can simply pull out this fan grill. So take this off, take out the hard drive. Next grab your XCM or X tool, this pointy pin tool set, and what we'll be doing, just simply push it up from here, slide it in, and then there are these pin clips that you're unclipping simply, and then there is one hidden under this belt. Unclip that, unclip it, so these comes off. Basically what's happening here is what you're doing, you're putting the clip in and going in like that and pushing it that way and lifting it up. So that's the actual that's what you're doing on all these clips. So simply sliding this pin in, pushing it that way and lifting it up. Same here, same there. So these are on all these 6 clips. So that's done. Next step, there's another grill here that we need to remove. So grab your Phillips flathead screwdriver, simply place it anywhere there and you can gently just pull it up, and then you can simply lift this grill off. So this comes off. Next again there are 6 clips in there. Same technique we'll be using. grab it from this side and then slide this in and push it that way and lift up. There's a bit of a guesswork there. Okay, so this comes off again. This is what you're doing. So placing this pin in these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes. So slide the pin in, push it that way and lift it up on all of these. So that's the actual, this is the hole. That's what you're doing. Okay, once that comes off, so remove the Wi-Fi connector. There's a Torx screw in there, so simply unscrew it. So this comes off. It's basically connected by USB, so simply take this off. Okay, next we'll be removing the bottom cover. First, remove this XBOX360 sticker. Okay, and this side is easier. You'll see these two clips here. So to see actually, so there are two clips here. Simply use your flathead screwdriver and unclip these two clips here. So as you can see, so there were two clips, so simply unclip them so it comes off. So that's your two clips. Now on this side there's one clip. You can simply unclip it using flathead screwdriver, but the other one is further down. So first unclip the first one, and once it's unclipped, all you need to do, use your flathead screwdriver, and where the Xbox 360 sticker was, simply push this flathead screwdriver in, and then that unclips this clip here. Now as you can see, our bottom half is separated, so simply gently pull it out if you can. Sometimes there are a few clips in there, so simply unclip them as well. So one, use any of your flathead or micro-turn precision screwdriver. There are a few clips in there, simply unclip them. Once it's unclipped, you can take off the bottom plate. So that comes off. Next, there are 5 Torx 10 screws there that you need to unscrew to remove the front faceplate and the top cover. So grab your Torx screwdriver and unscrew these 5 screws. Now we can simply pull out the faceplate. It's connected with this cable here, so gently remove this cable from its connector, unclip it, and you can remove your front faceplate, and you can easily lift up your top cover. Next, remove the DVD drive. It's connected with the power cable here and SATA cable, so simply use your flathead screwdriver. Easier just to remove the solder cable and pull up the DVD drive. Okay, our Xbox 360 is opened. Let's do all our connection setups and connect all our devices. Here we have X360 USB Pro version 1, Xecuter CK3 Lite to supply power source to our DVD drive, and we are using external Molex power source. Step 1, turn on your CK3 Lite tool. Next, we'll be using Jungle Flasher software. So simply load up Jungle Flasher. Once loaded, you'll be presented with this screen. Switch to DVDKey 32 tab and make sure you have all the settings like this. Okay, as you can see under drive properties, it has detected our DVD drive, Slim Lite-On 0225. Next, in order to save our DVD key, simply click on Slim key, press no, and then press yes, and power on and off your CK3. So now it's grabbing all our DVD key files. Okay, here's all our DVD key files, so simply save it. Once saved, you'll be presented with this message that you want to load our Extreme custom firmware. No, we don't want that. We want to load the stock firmware. So that's our 0225 stock firmware. Then press spoof source to target. So at this point, we'll be disconnecting our DVD drive. We'll be desoldering our original PCB and replacing it with the Xecuter Unlocked PCB. Here are the tools required in order to open up your Xbox 360 Slim DVD drive and replace the existing PCB with the Xecuter PCB. Okay, in order to open up the DVD drive, you need Phillips number 2 screw bit screwdriver, small Phillips 0 screw bit screwdriver, small microturn precision screwdriver, small Phillips flathead screwdriver, metal spudger. You'll also be needing a bit of soldering stuff, so soldering iron, 30 to 40 watt, preferably a reasonable soldering station is always handy. Solder flux, the ratio we have here is 60/40, and the diameter we use is 0.46 millimeter. Very important, flux aids in the soldering process, so a bit of flux is also needed. In order to clean up the flux, you need a bit of cleaning stuff as well, so you need isopropylene alcohol and some cotton balls. Alright, let's get going. Step 1, remove this rubber band. Next, we'll be separating the bottom cover. In order to do that, simply take off these warranty stickers, and we'll be removing this adhesive pad here. So simply grab your metal spudger and just run it along the side and remove the adhesive underneath it. So that's more than enough. Next, make a cut on these stickers and take off these screws. Okay, we now lift up our bottom cover. If the adhesive is still stuck, you have to use your metal smudger and remove that. Okay, so our bottom comes off. Put it aside. Next, we'll be disconnecting the 3 cables. Next, we'll be desoldering all these wires and removing the PCB. So simply take out the wires first. Okay, so we'll be desoldering all these and placing our executor unlocked PCB. Okay, and simply desolder all these wires one by one. Next, we'll be removing this screw in order to lift up our PCB. Okay, so there's a clip here, simply unclip it, and now you are able to lift up our PCB. There's another clip here, and just take it out. Next, grab your executor unlocked PCB and we'll be soldering this onto our drive. Okay, so again we'll be desoldering this wire here and we'll be just placing onto our DVD drive. Next, let's place our PCB back in its spot. Just align it with these hole and place it in. Next, place your small screw here and connect the 3 cables. Next, we'll be soldering these wires. Grab a bit of flux, so just simply drop just one little drop. That's more than enough. And pre-tin it and solder the wires one by one. So all the wires are labeled. So the first one is black, then red, yellow, green, white. So simply solder them. Next, simply tuck the wires back here. Next, grab a bit of isopropylene alcohol and clean up the flux. That's it. We won't be placing the bottom cover just yet, as we need to use this write enable switch for the firmware flashing process. Alright, let's proceed with the firmware flashing. Alright, here are our connection setups. Again, once we have our executor unlocked PCB soldered and placed on the DVD drive properly. Once again, we'll be using X360USB Pro version 1 to program our firmware, and we'll be using executor CK3 Lite tool to supply a power source to our DVDs using external Molex power adapter. Okay, just to quickly go through a few things. Unlocked PCB has a switch which has write protection enabled and disabled. Just to quickly show you the correct settings. So that's the switch. Currently it's on WP equals 1, which means write protection is disabled, meaning we are ready to program our PCB. So it should be on this side, so WP equals 1. Next, we'll be using Jungle Flasher utility in order to program our DVD firmware. First, let's turn on our CK3 Lite kit. And over here, fire up Jungle Flasher. Once loaded, you'll be presented with this screen. So simply switch to DVDKey 32 tab. Alright, as you can see, it has detected our DVD drive, and these are all the settings. Couple of other things: if it's not detected, this is what you need to do. Try refreshing your port. If not, the other easier option is hit to MTK Flash 32 tab and click on intro device, and the drive should kick into vendor mode. So all you need to do is just press yes and power cycle your kit within 1 second. So turn on and off, and here we are. Normally this is what you'll see. Your drive will kick into vendor mode straight away. So these are all the things. It's detected into vendor mode. These are the chip properties and everything. Now you'll see we have another button here. Normally you'll see a button X times 0 0. Currently this means write protection is enabled at this stage. So what we need to do is click again, and this means write protection is disabled. So we are ready to finally program our PCB. So these are the correct settings. Make sure you have exactly like this. Now move to firmware 32 tab, open source firmware. So point to the firmware that we saved earlier. So that's my dummy.bin. You'll be presented with this pop-up message whether you want to load the custom firmware. No, we don't want that. We only want to program our original firmware. So stock here, so I've saved it under there. So this is our stock firmware. Simply spoof source to target, and our firmware section is ready as well. Next, just do a double check, drive in vendor mode, and everything's okay. Make sure this is on the PHAT radio button. So this is correct settings. We know it's a slim DVD drive, but this is correct settings. Next, we are ready to program our DVD. Simply click on the right button, and it's programming our PCB. Almost there. Next we need to click on this button. Just simply click it. Okay, you can do a bit of a read here. And now this means write protection is now enabled, and it's locked. Write protection, and it's a locked PCB now. So you cannot program the PCB anymore. It's in a locked state. Next, as our drive is still in vendor mode, all we need to do is click the add a reset button or to get the drive out of the vendor mode. So press it. This is normal, no drive detected, so press it again, and here we have our drive detected. So you may have to press it a couple of times. The quick and easy test is simply you have to just do a bit of tests. So once everything is good to go, simply disconnect your all these kits and connections here. Place your DVD drive back in the console, insert a disk and see if it's loading and everything is functioning properly. If it is, if your drive is ejecting and reading the game disk fine, then we are done. If not, then you may have to use the Jungle Flasher utility again to click on the ATA and to click on this button, Outro Reset, to get the drive out of the vendor mode. That's pretty much it. One last thing, simply move the switch to 0, which means write protection is now back enabled, so it's locked PCB, which is exactly what the Microsoft's original PCB is. Hold on. Next, Xecuter Unlocked PCB does come with a heatsink. This heatsink goes over in this IC. You can use this, however, your original PCB has all these heat sinks as well. So if you're not going to use your original PCB, you can simply take this off and these two heat sinks and place on your new Xecuter Unlocked PCB. I'm simply going to take this off and place these ones on these ICs. Next, grab your bottom plate and place it back on the DVD drive. You may have to use your metal spudger or small microturn precision screwdriver or a small Phillips flathead screwdriver in case if this doesn't go in easily. You may have to move this out of the way. Once the bottom cover is in place, next simply place the 4 screws. Next, place this rubber band back in its place. Alright, let's put a console back together. Step 1, let's place our DVD drive, align the 2 cables and place the DVD drive back in its spot. Next, we'll be placing our top cover along with the faceplate. So the top goes like this. Next, let's place our faceplate. First, we need to put our ribbon cable. Okay, once the ribbon cable and everything's in, simply align these with these 4 holes and slide it in. Next, we'll be placing the 5 long torque screws. Next, we'll be placing our bottom cover, so simply align this over here and slide it in. Once it's clipped in, and clip back this side in as well. Next, we'll be placing our Wi-Fi module. And place its screw. Next we'll be putting the fan grills on both sides and hard drive cover. Simply align these two clips with these two clips over here and slide it in. Next, place back the grill. Next, place back the frame on this side as well. Place the hard drive. Fan grill and the hard drive cover. All done.
Thanks for watching the videos. Please go to gc-repairs.com to purchase all the tools and accessories you need. Thank you.